It's time for tea time.
It's all about
As soon as you do your last little lick and stick, you know what I'm saying, we can get rolling. Lick, stick. Look. Once you do your last little lick and stick, that's our new thing. Coming to the stage. It's Trey Songs now. Bottoms up, bottoms up.
up, couple man and up, bottom.
You in the background. Like deuce in the right, boop in the right, him in the middle, the shoot in the right. They gonna be like, yeah, Trey Songs them cold. They better than Trey
Trey
Songs
Songs, man.
the whole group. Trey Songs them cold. Most definitely is.
We rolling. We good. We on.
Yeah, man. I'm ready. I'm ready when
All
you're
right,
ready.
let's.
Right now, I
It's
just got
time for tea time.
We on the journey of the soul, yeah. Come and ride with me on this odyssey. See a different side of me, getting high and free. I know we're working at the show. Oh, man, know what a blessing. We're learning these lessons through the spiritual lessons.
The word is present. Present. The present is a gift,
most
and
definitely.
that's a play on words and a double entendre. The present is a gift.
It's time for tea time.
Look, so this is how we're gonna start it off, man. When we talk about being present in the moment, um, like the conventional way that society likes to think about things is in time. You know what I'm saying? Like the moment is these seconds. Like, I mean, you can think about it that way if that's easier for you. So the way I say being present in the moment is having an awareness and taking into account every detail of everything that's around you in this very second. Like and
So,
asking yourself what those things mean to you.
so pretty much being present in the moment is aiming to achieve having ultimate knowledge because knowledge is just the accumulation of facts through observation, through learning, through
Which
respect.
really and what you're touching on is how knowledge can only come through experience, but you can experience something that you have no awareness of. Like, for example, during sex, let's say you about to have an orgasm, you about to climax, but then something super distracting happens and your awareness shifts. You're not even going to enjoy the orgasm that you receiving because you allowed your focus to be taken somewhere else type shit and
Right.
you wasn't present in the moment.
Present in that moment. Right. Exactly.
Mhm.
And that's just how people should live life every day anyway. Being present in the moment. Psychologically, when you think about the effects of like anxiety and depression and how it plays on like the past and the present, you know what I mean? The way to defeat that is just to always find yourself being present in the moment. And it's not something you want to kind of program yourself into doing it, but it's not something that you want to do like frequently because you do want to sometimes, plan things out. You know what I mean? According to how you want things to go. But when you start to see that things are getting away from you, you know what I mean? You have to learn how to ground yourself. And to ground
Yo,
yourself is just to become present in the exact moment. You know what I mean? What's happening now? What can I control now? What can I do now? And that's
mhm.
all that should matter. And that alone will lower the levels of like anxiety and depression. When you think it psychologically, I should say.
For sure. I mean, and you really do see the proof of it in the physical. Like, I will say you should, yes, plan things out, but then let go. Completely let go of plan it out, set out the intention, but then burn that plan. Burn it in your mind.
And
Because you're a human being and you don't follow plans. You move freely and fluidly, and the universe attaches itself to that intention that you set out, and it creates the rest from nothing. So yeah, like you see the evidence of it. We sat down and planned out your trip from Wisconsin to Arizona.
right.
What it really is about is that intention and then envisioning the trip. But what people do is they skip steps and they can't be present in the moment.
Right. The
So
journey is the important part.
it is
I'm
about the
so glad
journey.
I'm so glad that I've grown to learn that. You know what I mean? The journey is the important part because most of the times we lose sight of the journey because we're so focused on the end goal. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? And
That's
and
what
and
causes us to not be present.
and actually going through this move, you know what I mean? I really like had to practice what I preach. you know what I mean, while going through this move, which kept me from getting, you know what I mean, in a chaotic manner to where, you know what I mean, you've seen it. I didn't really,
Yep.
I never really got overwhelmed with anything. You know what I mean? I
Yep.
was smooth through the entire transition from the beginning to
Yep.
the end. You know what I mean? And that's what helped make the shift so perfect. You know what I'm saying? And it was just
Mhm.
being present in each moment. What do I have to do now? What do I have to take care of now? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Managing out the necessities of the whole issue,
Yep.
journey.
And what people and what I noticed another thing, because since I was there, you know what I'm saying, that you didn't do was attach yourself to certain things, because the present moment is always shifting. Like literally every second is ticking away, and each second was an individual present moment.
Right.
And when you moving and transitioning, sometimes you got to leave stuff behind. But what people do is they get into that mode where they're transitioning and they compartmentalizing and organizing and stuff like that, and they see that it's some stuff that they may not be able to take, and they get to stress, and then anxiety builds up because they don't know what they're going to do with it. And it's that right there, not being present in the moment and realizing that not knowing what to do in itself is the universe telling you to leave it behind. You telling yourself to leave it behind, shed it. It's not meant to transition with me. It, like, something that I learned in the military, which is so funny because that's also all a part of this journey. They always stressed, if there is any doubt, then there is no doubt. If
Right.
there is any doubt that something is shifting the balance of things, then there is no doubt that there is a decision needed to be made about it, type shit. But a lot of people get stuck and they don't make decisions. They mind is always in the past. 'Cause like as soon as you step into some mud, that already happens in the past. But people get stuck in the past. They, oh fuck this goddamn mud. Oh damn it. Oh, my new shoes. It already happened. Like, be present in the moment and experience it. How does it feel? What is that? Look at those little molecules and how they're perfectly designed to stick to the molecules in your shoe. Like, when you're present in the moment, it almost kills all ego, and it allows you to
It kills
logically
the chaos.
overview everything.
Being present in the moment kills the chaos.
Yep. And then, like I said, it allows you to logically overview everything. It allows you to
And
love.
and that's that knowledge, the foundation of all existence. You know what I mean? You have to, something has to be known in order to make it manifest.
Mm-hmm. And what's even deeper about all of this stuff, like we talking about anxiety and all, and anxiety is rooted in fear, which that's where the ego is rooted in fear. Fear of the unknown, essentially fear of things it feels it cannot control, when really it just has a distorted perception of the grand truth of the universe, which is that you are all things. And if there are things that you're saying that you dislike or upset you, or that you know what I'm saying, it's fucked up, you're actually talking about parts of yourself. And if there are parts of yourself that you cannot accept, or that you have a depreciation for, then you're ultimately saying that you don't fully love yourself.
Right? That's and that comes with wisdom.
Yes, it does.
That's
It
what it
did. Like,
is. The only way to be able to manifest the knowledge inside your mind is to have wisdom. That means you have to have that understanding of who you are.
you can't be out here just subconsciously living, because to have that wisdom is to know, like, I am a conscious creator. The
Right.
things that I think, speak, and how I act does manifest into reality. So if I'm unaware of that and I'm just walking around, man, shit fucked up, everything fucked up, I'm putting out the energy of fucked up, and I'm manifesting it into the physical for another being to experience.
See, people hear the word wisdom and not understand that wisdom can, everything has a good and a bad. So your wisdom can be good or bad, because some guys that are like ripping and running through the streets, they have wisdom to that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Whereas some people kind of look more into life and understanding how to get through it the proper way, and they have wisdom in that. So wisdom is not always just looking at a good person, you know what I mean, or a bad person. Speak on that perception thing that we talk about all the time. It's all about how you look at it, and that's
Yep.
how I look at it. There is no such thing as bad. I have that understanding now just based off of my own perception. That's where
type shit.
that's where you get it. So the wisdom of what you're manifesting the things that you consider to be wisdom. So when you like, oh, I know stuff bad for me because you're speaking the struggle. You know what I'm saying? That's your wisdom now. So this is what you manifest, more negativity to come into your life. That's just how big manifestation works. And when you start to align things like knowledge and wisdom together, and then you understand the full concept of what manifestation is and how the universe works and how life actually operates, then you start to see how you're actually putting the whole plot together for yourself. How you
and how you playing a role. Yep.
Exactly. What you call it?
Yeah,
The grand scheme of the universe. That's what they don't. That's
the
what they
grand
don't want you
scheme.
to know. That's the grand scheme, that you are the one in control of everything that's going on with you. But if we can give you just enough words to describe everything, then you will use those words to bring this stuff into your life. You know what I mean? This is where people talk about the bad. You know what I mean? You talk so much about the bad. That's why you receive nothing but the bad. You start to speak the bad. You start to experience the bad. You start to feel the bad. That's just manifesting.
And let's peel that back right there. Let's peel back what we're talking about when we're talking about bad, because bad in itself is like the concept itself is manufactured.
Well, let's
so is the emotional response to it.
Before you dive in, I'm gonna switch it. Not bad, but negativity. But go ahead, break down that.
Go ahead. Yeah. Okay. So negative. The concept of negative is manufactured, and the emotional response to it is conditioned. So, for example, a lion eating a gazelle, right? We tend to view that typically as
we're programmed to view that.
We're programmed to view it as something that's kind of bad, a little vicious. However, we accept it as a norm because it's nature, and we say that lion is feeding his family. All of these justifications for why it's good, the circle of life.
Right.
So the concepts like these always have gray areas, and you can expose them right away. But so we ultimately can chalk that in the good category. You know what I'm saying? It's a circle of life, it's nature, and who are we to go against nature, blah blah blah. However, we as beings, we will kill each other. First and foremost, we don't even call that killing. Like we don't even use that word in reference to that. Like the lion is hunting, not he's about to murder a gazelle or he's about to kill a gazelle. He's about to eat a gazelle. He's about to, like feed his family. But we will kill each other, and we call it murder, kill. And we've even constructed these words and that the mouth has to shape itself in a certain way, kill. And that also sounds like ill, which has a negative connotation. Like, oh, no one wants to be ill. Ill is like sick, less than the norm. Right. All these concepts that we've built up to support the illogical concept of negative, it doesn't really exist. So let's say somebody grew up in a society where negative doesn't exist, and they're looking at these same scenarios. Like myself, I'm now a fully spiritual being, and I'm sold into the fact that everything that's taking place is simply a little cog turning a bigger cog, turning a bigger cog. It's all synchronistic events. It's only the ego that doesn't see it as such. So me seeing somebody shooting somebody else, I realized that I am the person who shot that other person who is also me. And I did that at a synchronistic time in the grand scheme of things for a specific purpose, which I may not understand here in the physical, but I know that I'm doing it for myself. I know that I would never do anything to go against myself because I'm the only being that exists. There is only me. Like we are having a conversation with ourselves. Essentially,
when you speak like that, you start to make me think like time travel is within. You know what I'm saying? Like
it is.
How you almost have to look at things. Like that's just how much the mental blockage has been created on like society as a whole, to where some people are I won't say aren't allowed to, but they're so programmed that they can't break out and start to see life for what it really is. And that's that form of understanding. You take that knowledge and that wisdom, and when you bring it together, that's how you get to understand exactly what this
and what you touching on a deeper universal level is that you are the perfect. First and foremost, there's only one being. What that ultimately says is that you are alone. You are alone in existence. Can you accept that? Can you love yourself? Every part of yourself, the light, the dark, the good, the bad, the beautiful, the ugly. It is all you.
When you say that's understanding, love is understanding. That's the only
Yes, it
thing.
is.
And some people actually run around and say that love is the most important thing in life. So that means
It is.
you got to understand that. Love is understanding who
But
you
if you don't logically overview everything,
exactly. What you say? Well, if you don't logically overview it, you have to. You have to look at yourself and be able to accept your flaws and all. Like,
yep, and realize that you, as the grand creator, gave you this specific body for a specific reason.
Specific reason. There's a reason for you to be this way. You're this way for some people to understand certain things.
But and it's not only this, you have created an infinite amount of versions of yourself that you yourself can tap into. Like you right now, we in a whole nother universe right now, and I'm wearing a black Michael Kors sweater with gray Michael Kors writing, and you wearing a black T-Time podcast sweater with with the logo a different color. Like the background is that chakra orange.
Hey, now let's stop for a minute. Because for the people that's sitting there viewing it right now, just to show you how uncrazy you might think we are when we're speaking here, everything that we just said, I can guarantee you actually just imagined it right in your mind. So how can you tell me it doesn't exist?
Exactly.
You literally just
you get the image,
and they put the imagery in their head. Boom, there you go. So now it exists. So how can you say I'm crazy to believe that there isn't other things playing other roles? Come on now.
Come on, man.
Uh-huh.
They're not ready people not ready for introspection.
It's time for tea time.
That's what being present in the moment is about, is peeling away at the layers of not only the concepts of thought, but the concepts of feeling. Like feeling. What is feeling? Like I say this shit. What are feelings? Like we literally sit and we subject ourselves to these terms that society has created well before we were born, like the concept of feeling, and we read it in a book. Oh, feelings. Oh, okay, these feelings, and then we convince ourselves that these things are real and that this applies to me. And I mean, yes, all of our brains are essentially operating in a similar fashion, but that's because you, as the grand creator, made it that way. But the freedom of choice of perception is individual and unique to each cell in the grand body. You know what I'm saying? Like my fingernail cells don't feel what my esophagus cells feel, nor do they have the same perspective. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're doing two completely different things, yet they're on the same body. It's only one body, but it's trillions of different cells. You know what I'm saying? Each one having its own life's experience, living and dying. We shed a layer of skin every night. Look at that. Death and life. Death and life. We cut ourselves and it heals.
Everything in
like
life,
a thought comes and it goes. Death and life is in everything. It is you are death and life.
Everything in life has the exact same cycle.
Yep.
It's born, it starts as nothing, then it becomes something, then it becomes nothing, then it becomes something, then it becomes nothing, then it becomes.
And check this out. Every time it does that, it changes because man, come on, man.
Metamorphosis.
Come on, man.
Man, listen.
Because it will either adapt and reproduce, or it will cease to exist. That's the way you've created everything. But it will either adapt and reproduce.
But each moment is allowed for a new point of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to reach your ultimate form.
Yeah.
And then I look into the sun when I say it. Ah!
Because we are light beings. Stop playing.
That's a whole other thing. That's a whole nother thing that's not ready for. See, that's another form of knowledge that got to be understood. Because knowledge is the light given off by the sun, which is the foundation of the solar system.
You understand?
Come on, man.
And
Come on, man.
we would definitely be able to take
Oh,
it to
that's
a
why the solar.
solar system. Come on now, that's why you get everything from it. That's why you get everything from it. You got
They're not ready for that, man.
it's
They're not
wordplay.
ready.
It's the wordplay. They don't understand, but then they'll look at it and think you crazy. But it's not that I'm crazy. You just gotta know something to know something, and when you know something, then you understand it. But to understand it means you gotta overstand it.
Yes, it does.
Well,
Yes, it does.
We gonna
It's time for tea
we
time.
gonna wrap up on that one. You know me and we gonna close this one out, but we definitely finna continue to rap afterwards because this just for this.
Oh God,
This is what we do.
it's just too juicy. It's just too juicy.
You gotta say it like
This is what
this is what we do. This is what we do. This is what we do.
Oh yeah, man. You know I'm off the grid, man. But look, I got a couple of songs released that I dropped back in 2018. You can find me on Apple Music, Spotify, Indigo B. You can search the song "In the Waves" because that's what a lot of y'all is in the waves, and y'all don't realize it. You know, but me and my homie, we done swam the shore. We up on top of the mountain. And I'm gonna be dropping some music very soon. Been working these last years, last 3 years, and getting the business aspect of things together. But go check it out. You know what I'm saying? Support it, stream it, whatever you got to do, and check my homeboy's music out too, because he got them bangers. So
you knew that. I appreciate the love.
Appreciate
the shout out, man. As always, y'all know how I want to wrap this thing up, man. I always gotta let y'all know it's peace. You know what I mean? That's positive energy always creates elevation, peace, love, prosperity. And until next time.
Yo, what's the word? It's your boy Royalty, and you are rocking with the T-Time Podcast.
It's time for tea time.
We on the journey of the soul, yeah. Come and ride with me on this odyssey. See a different side of me, getting high free. I know we're worthy of the show. Oh, man, know what a blessing. But learning these lessons through the spiritual lesson.